Hello again, this is your host Pearls doing my Let's Play of The Descent of King Hesper by Nuntar and Company. I think the collective was called like Team Ecliptical. Not sure on that. Lots of people were involved. And we're in the Winding Passage, which I think is like the third level in here. Okay, so what do we have here? This floor has been very focused on like pressure plates, which is one of the single most important elements in all of DROD. So it's good to get them out of the way early. So what do we have here? We need to move this roach probably through these series of doors, which is easy enough. And I imagine these correlate with exactly what I'm looking for here. So I'm just going to open them up like so. Any reason not to do that, so we're going to just do it. I assume this opens the gate for the roach, correct? Let's go. Easy enough. Okay, read the room puzzle. Okay. Let's start here then. Nothing's fancy. Ooh. Okay, this is not fancy. This is where do you want to step to start this nonsense? What do? You open that, so I assume this. Okay, so I can't leave until. That's why they did this, so I can't just back into here. That said, I'm going to back into here anyway. I don't see any reason to not just do it like this. Good enough. Okay. I need to pass these. I assume, yeah, okay. So I have to. I need 2 to go left, and I need 1 to go right. So let's see if I can't control that a little better. I have a little bit of control here, so I am going to take advantage of it. You can get stuck there, that's fine. And this doesn't really matter as much now. Okay. That's the exit. Nice, kind of unadorned. Weirdly unadorned. I'm sure I'll like try to find patterns in like who constructs which rooms based upon the aesthetics. Some people very much go all the way with aesthetics, and some don't, and that's perfectly fine. It's part of what makes DROD a diverse architectural styles. Like not everything needs to be decorated. Sometimes austerity is interesting. It's its own aesthetic. Ooh, okay. I assume I need to do what here? Any of these like closed stuff that I should be aware of? Should I be afraid of any? But nope, I think I just need to get it to pass through all of the pressure plates, which shouldn't be too hard to do. So let's get this whirling. Uh-huh. Oops. Didn't do that right. Okay. I think I'm going to take advantage of getting that one right now. In the middle there. And these seem like they're pretty simple to do from this perspective, and why not? You can go there, and now I have to go through. I guess this also taught about red gates in this level for some reason. Because why not? Yeah. Get you out of there, like so. Okay. Quick perusal for secret walls. I don't really see any. So we're gonna move on. Tight little passageway here. Okay, I think I have to run from this position. I love these kinds of puzzles where you're kind of like forced to do things in an uncomfortable way. And I think it's good to teach players about this early, where it's like, you know, you strategically learn when you can attack something. And most importantly, and I don't know if it was required up to this point, though I imagine it probably was, depending on what you were doing, it teaches and forces the backstep, which is also one of the most important DROD techniques right there. So, good. not really a technique because it's just like it's fundamental, but it's good. It's good to know about. Okay, I think we're just gonna keep moving along. What do we have here? Hold down Control when pressing a movement key to do its movement and its opposite. Alternatively, press the battle plus keypad to do the opposite of the previous move. Hold it down to rapidly alternate between two possible moves. For example, you can press Q and R and hold down the battle key to repeatedly swing your sword back and forth. While I appreciate this is in the game, I never do this. I think it's there, but I enjoy the trill effect, for lack of a better word, of pressing Q and W back and forth. I'm a piano player, so like that doesn't bug me even a little bit. But I can see it being nice for some people. It's not like it actually is it's a technique, it's just more a quality of life thing. I like how that one played out, where you have to think a little bit. Managing hordes is a really big part of DROD, so might as well get used to it. Okay, what do we have here? Da-da-da. And I assume this can't even go in there until I do that. Interesting. So I don't... Oh, hello. Don't let me forget that. I should probably... What button puts up the room count, I wonder? Is it F3? F2, I think, is help. Nope, that's something else. F4? Nope, that's the demo. F5, F6... F5 is the demo. F6 is how to watch demos. I think I did, yeah, this is from my other thing. It's the demo I actually have on this account, because I have done this room before. I did all of the, there it is, F7. I did all of the tutorial, so I did do this room. But I kind of forget how I did it. I could have just looked at the demo. You know, that's my backup plan. Well. Okay, so you have to hit this button, but the problem is once you're in here, you... Yes, now I remember. The key to this room is to recognize that you don't actually have any reason to drop all of the trapdoors. There's nothing that forces you to do so. But if you do, you get into a situation that you cannot possibly defend yourself from. So now you can break these corners here and be good. This kind of reminds me of a little bit like an Archy room, where it's like it seems like it's impossible if you just do the obvious, and you have to kind of really consider like what is required for you to do. And this preservation of one trapdoor is a really clever way to demonstrate that. Okay, so this teaches, I believe, okay, it's this one I have to, yeah, okay, this is unintuitive why this happens, but it's neat. Yeah, I can walk them across like this. So in the process of stepping here, the roach cannot go onto the diagonal. They can move straight down, but they can't like move into it as a diagonal because it blocks from these first points that it's like pointing at. So as I move, it continues to have to deal with this problem. And now that's there, I can just kill it. Clever. That's a good secret room. I don't even know if it was necessarily required to be secret, because it's like, I think the user could experiment along pretty quickly to, sorry, I should say player, user, blah. Could experiment pretty quickly on like how to do that kind of thing without much fuss. Okay, so this is a trapdoor room. I think this just teaches, if I had to guess, hey, how can you use diagonals and stuff to drop pressure plates all day long? Okay. So I need to actually go this way. Yep. And the puzzle is recognizing you need to preserve a passage so that you can escape. I think that's all the rooms in here, but I only found one secret. Is that right? Were there more than this and I just missed it somewhere? I mean, I suppose it's possible. If not, I can always come back. It's not the end of the world. I just think it's odd. Well, I haven't found any more notes from Cedric after that last one. I wonder if he even made it this far. I guess I should just carry on and see what I can find. I'd say this was pretty good. I learned a lot, or not learned a lot of things necessarily, but I had fun with it. Let me just do a quick scan for my own satisfaction that I didn't completely overlook a wall here. And it's hard to see on this tile set, and I'm getting older and my eyes aren't what they used to be. But that's okay. Many things are not what they used to be. I don't think there's anything here. Hard to say though. There might be. If there's going to be something, it's probably going to be in there. I don't see anything there either. It couldn't come up that way. I don't see anything along this lower wall. I don't see anything along these side walls. Usually I'm pretty good at spotting this kind of stuff, so if it got past me, it did a good job of hiding. Oh, we'll worry about it later. Found one secret, so that's 2, 2, and 1. This is The Cascading Cliffs by Nuntar himself, created on September 14th, 2014. It shows you how long this has been in project, right? Like, this project's been in development. It's been over a decade, or around a decade. The next staircase came to an abrupt stop, and Beethro found himself on a small ledge. Ahead of him, the earth fell away into a massive abyss. This, then, was the chasm that had opened up and swallowed the old West Castle along with the royal family of the Western Kingdom and all of their retainers. It had to be. Somewhere down in that darkness, the ruins of the castle must lie. But who could say how far below? Now the earth was still once more. A pebble shaken loose by Beethro's footstep arced down into the chasm and disappeared without a sound. As Beethro looked around, he saw another ledge away in the distance, and what looked like an opening to a cave above it. He could just about get over there if he kept his feet steady and made sure he didn't slip. Yikes! I'll have to be careful not to fall into that chasm. Nah, I'll be fine. My Smite Master reflexes won't fail me. This was the wrong way. Yes, it was. Let's just backspace out of that. Makes you wonder who placed that note in the first place. Cedric. Great, a roach queen. Okay, so... Well, I'd better get on with it or the whole room will fill up with baby roaches. Yep. I have to go this way. I love roach queens. I have a feeling that Eric, when he made King Dugan's Dungeon, made roach queens because he just loved killing roaches. That was all that made him happy. Challenge, kill the roach queen before she moves at all. Okay, that I think I can do. So this is a little bit of an advanced technique, but you can kind of manipulate the queen's movements by I wonder if I can do that a little better. Let me try it this way. There we go. You use her babies against you against her because it takes her 5 turns for them to hatch, and if depending on where she is, sometimes she gets pinned in by her own children because she involuntarily births them. Which sounds like a weirdly terrible thing to say. There we go. Running to stay in the same place. Good enough challenge name. Cool. Okay, now this one's, I imagine, I have to wait, so learning about 5 again. Ooh, control 5. Now that's a useful hotkey because sometimes you just don't want to hold that button down. So I'm going to press that. So this forces me to consider that, or at least get stuck in the room for a little while the roaches do their thing. This is pretty straightforward stuff here, so no big deal for me. Okay. I have 3 ways to go here, and this one looks as good as any of them. Nah, actually no. Okay. Now this one's a little bit curious because I have the ability to I have to go across this trap, or not go across this trapdoor specifically so I can leave, but I have a feeling I can make this a little easier on myself by I say that as I wonder if it'd be easier if I did that one extra step. So let's wait and now go. So, Roach Queens are bizarre. They want to run directly away from you, and they can't, like, conceive the fact that running left and right would really mess with me right now. So that speeds that along. Now, here's an issue I didn't actually consider. The green door is not where I want it to be. So I've changed my mind. How I did it before was the correct way. Let me wait an extra turn here. Yep. So I can at least avoid the problem. Yeah, perfect. This is exactly what I want. So yeah, the astute player forced by... I think this is the first time, and maybe not. I'd have to go back and look, but I think this is the first time that you have a puzzle that's connected to a green door closing you, and therefore like forcing you to solve the puzzle in a certain space or a certain spot. It's kind of clever. But you can avoid the rest of what has to happen here by thinking carefully in this first little spot, which is neat. Let's keep going down in this direction, though. I don't see any particular issue here, other than... I'm going to start down here. I don't think there's a problem with some of them wanting to leave. Like, if they want to go that way, just have fun. Give it up. I think I have to do it this way. Is this a red door? Trapdoor gate open. So yeah, actually I have to do something like this because if I drop all the trapdoors, which if the queens were in their rooms like they're supposed to be, this would have been an issue. Ooh, this isn't the end of the world just yet. I need to leave. I needed to guide some of them out is the puzzle here, so that I wasn't forced to go into each and every one of them. No, I'm not. Probably could have done this a lot cleaner if I was actually good at this game, but oh well. It'll have to do, and I don't trap myself in. Any secret walls? I don't see any. Doesn't mean they're not there. There are 10 secret rooms in the levels leading up to and including this one. Have you found them all? If not, there will be a way to return and look for them later at any time. Okay. Well, I have 5 up to this point, so that means there'd have to be 5 in this level. That's a lot. And what are you? You're seeding beacon. Seeding beacons revert a room to its uncleared state. They will appear in any room, such as this one, from which a secret is only accessible when the outer room is not yet cleared. So like the green door is in my way, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let the roach get caught up there, and I am now going to back into this area. I'm going to leave it unsolved for now, because this is clearly one of the secret... No, this is not a secret room. This is a required room. What the heck? Wow. All right. There's a lot going on here. A lot of gates. Have to pretty much start here. This will toggle these two. I have to hit the conquer token. I don't know if these have been talked about much yet, but conquer tokens, you have to step on them to conquer a room. And they only... Actually, I don't know. I think they have to be the last thing you step on. Like, you have to clear all the monsters and then step on the conquer token. But I don't know if you step on them first and then clear all the monsters, if that still counts. You'd think I would know this, but I sure don't. Let's just try this. So I'm going to step on you. And that leads me into a situation that doesn't help, so I can't do it that way. I get kind of trapped, so we go this way. Does that do something else? It closes one, opens that one, toggles another one. Okay. But it did open, importantly, this one, so I have to do it this way. But I don't have to do this right away. I might need to go in here first to make sure that one's open. There's no lack of benefit to doing that. And this one doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter at all because now I can just clear the room and I'm free to go. But this room is interesting because now that it's cleared, I have the green doors start open, so I have an extra option here, and I can get into here. So I believe I have motivation to do this actual secret room. Okay, this is ridiculous. So this is one where you don't actually want to step on this right away. Okay, no. So I think what I'm learning here is that once you've stepped on a conquer token, they all light up. So this means that I think I just answered my own question because entry point did its job and taught me about the interactions. Stepping on it first is all you need. You don't need to step on every conquer token, just a conquer token to describe the room as like conquer token. That's like the final toggle to decide if the room is clear. But there's roach queens in here, so I have to be a little careful. I want to make sure that the last thing I do is step on a conquer token because I'll be trapped. I know. Now what makes this interesting is that roaches do not care about conquer tokens. Like, them stepping on it is not an issue that they need to consider. So they have free reign to use the conquer tokens, which is a really clever use of them. Good job, Nuntar. I've never seen something like this before. Oops. Drive. So that I'm kind of delighted. I literally have never seen a room like this, but I don't play a ton of DROD these days. So see how the room is not cleared yet. The green door does not recognize or appreciate my efforts until right now. Beautiful. Oops. Okay, so that was a neat way to like show off seating beacons and a required room. Oops. I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna need to do this in a second because I see something here. Alright, another secret room. Let's see. I could see a couple ways to do this. I'm trying to think if any of them is like super duper obvious. So going across this way, this diagonal is going to not really help me in any way. In fact, if it gets up here, this is actually bad. Like really bad. So the first move has to be this one. Now, I'm pretty sure the easiest way to solve this problem is to do the sort of the trick that I just discussed, where I go and use its own babies against itself to churn its trajectory. And now it's in a spot where I can just assault it from head on. Alright, cool. Now I can have this room be cleared in peace, I believe. Okay. But we have a couple of other annexes to go through here before I can be allowed to leave through the blue door. So let's try left. Okay. So classic force arrow wall that gives you a bunch of roaches to not go into because you'll never be able to kill them and get out yourself. So we do have a tunnel here, which I believe this is the first time this has been introduced in this hold. Interesting. Now, I don't believe I'm super mistaken here, but the purpose of this is to show like, hey, you need to come around like this so that you can get to the queen and not scare her by walking up and around and down into this lower area here. I'm pretty sure that's how this was meant to be done. I have no real idea what this upper right corner was for, so I'm just going to pretend it's not there. Someone who play tested this is like, no, we need that there. Okay, this looks slightly more interesting. Tunnels are complicated. They showed up in Journey to the Rooted Hold, so technically, I don't know, Beathro shouldn't be aware of their existence, but whatever, doesn't matter. They have a couple of properties that I think are interesting. One, monsters don't like to step on them, but they will happily attack you on them, which is, I think, a very, very interesting interaction. There's not a lot in the game that behaves quite like that does. So they're like a half wall where you have to be motivated by taking a single turn to kill you. Okay. So far, so like this, see that, and I think that's what this is meant to teach you, is that you can use it and it will do its thing, but it doesn't matter. If you don't kill everything, they're gonna kill you. And so like this arrangement up here at the top is problematic until I figure out a way to deal with it. You can also click on a tunnel to see where it's going to go. So it goes to that tunnel. Not all tunnels are bi-directional. It's all about which kind of direction they're facing. I've never loved the tunnel animation. I mean, it's fine. It does what it does, but it's always felt a little like hard for me to kind of visually parse because, I don't know, there's just something about it. I'm just complaining at this point. I do see a secret at the top. I don't know if it matters that much. All of this seems designed to... okay, so this is interesting. What's about to happen here at the top organizes that problem, but there's no exit for this tunnel, so I can't do that first. I do want everything over here. I don't... well, maybe. I don't know if this matters all that much. It does seem like I want everything on this lower left chamber to be on the left side if possible, because I can keep them over there while I'm moving around for this tunnel. Like this. So that roach is... I don't move just far enough over for it to come and pincer attack me. Looks like I need to do something similar for this bottom room here. Like, I think like that's fine. And then I will now do the maneuver I just pulled off. And that's good enough. I'm going to use the secret exit to end the room. Oh god. Okay, I did do this one before. I think, in my opinion, this was the hardest secret in the opening secrets of the ones I found. I don't think I found them all, but this one that I did find was really tough. And I have to kind of remember how I did it, if I did it, or how I did it. Not if I did do this room. I just can't remember exactly how. There's a lot of like interesting problems. So you are a little bit against the clock here because this, you got the roach babies that will be growing pretty much immediately. And this little room here at the bottom has the same issue as before. It's just, this is the last thing you can do is go into this upper room. So it makes you wonder, like, what are my opening options here? So I can, like, you know, take this guy out. That's fine. I can go in here, take this guy out, and that's fine. But now we have an interesting problem. Is that I can't get around it. This is meant to, this little mechanism on the right here is meant to force this issue where I have to move on both sides of this wall up here, so that if there's any roaches, they get scattered. Okay, so the real puzzle is trying to determine what this guy, how to handle his nonsense. And there's a couple ways that are all pretty okay. I don't know, could I have done that faster? I probably could have. So one of them might be to go up here and get him like pinned in a corner. Because you really can only have like 3 roaches do their thing. So an example of this might be, I don't think there's really much stopping me from this kind of thing, but what you really want to have happen is to have him be pinned in a corner of this room such that he cannot leave, because here, I'll give you an example of how this might work. If I walk up here and I pin him in this corner, I can keep him down there for quite a while. And additional, like, baby cycles aren't going to matter. However, they do kind of start to matter, because I still have to get this one below me out of the way, and it is already problematic. So, step 1 is probably, well, let's actually get this, like, done like this, perhaps. Is to get the roach... I do want to go up here as quickly as possible. I think that's very critical. Now, this is where this gets a little bit odd. it's, huh. The question becomes, is it reasonable to, how to say this? Is it reasonable that I can like wait like on the turn of growth to like force this to happen? Because if there are 4 in this upper room, I can probably manipulate them in such a way to do what I need to do. But I can't do that and this lower room at the same time. So now this one has become the issue. Because for example, let's say I'm ready to go here and I wait for that growth cycle to happen, and now I just beeline for this corner here. Like if I'm fast enough, this is actually kind of solvable. Because then what I can do is I can just, well, I did it really poorly there, but it opens up a solution that may not otherwise be obvious that it exists. So if I was any faster and didn't have to wait my turn there, I could definitely step into this room, step over here, and do all I needed to do. So the growth cycle becomes its own like little mini challenge, which makes me wonder, is there a way that I can do that? Okay, so now. Which, I have to think where, okay, I can pin him in his corner there if I really want to, if I just sat around, but then he gets the free 3 babies, and I don't think that's really good. It's not healthy for me. I need more time. This guy here, I don't think I have enough time to do both. So let me just make sure. This guy here. Yeah, see, I don't quite have enough time to do what I want to do with all that. That said, it's not that bad either. This is bad for the lower end, though, so I don't think this is going to work. Boy, I don't remember how I did this at all. It was one of those like late night things, and I just was not thinking. So I have to wait here, almost certainly. And part of me thinks that I have to do something like this. Well, like I need the extra turns to kind of do what I need to do here. Or I don't. I force this issue and come back down. I wonder if I can buy some time here. See, now the issue is that that growth cycle happens there, and I don't have much I can do about it. Okay, so this might be getting closer to a kind of solution. So when he is in there, I don't think I can convince the roaches to like, maybe I can. Let's actually try a couple of things here. So if I let him grow right there, oops, or there, he's pretty much pinned. I'll never have to go below south there ever again. But I do have the option. I don't think I can. I don't think I have the time to do both. Which makes me also wonder if there's like a better spot I could do this in. I could probably just also leave this room for another video, because I just totally forget how I've done it, and that's on me. this opening move here is almost certainly like borderline required. I just don't know if there's a way to like force this issue where there's too many roaches on this side, and there's like a thing I could do to maybe like make it better. Because I want them out of this corner if at all possible, and I want them. He's gonna grow an extra one. I can't do anything about it. Now I sort of can, depending on your point of view, because now the queen blocks the attack. The queen, you know what? This is a great question. I don't actually know what happens here. We're gonna find out together. Duh. I see. Fortunately, this led to a different issue where it's like, now I can't get out of there. And I don't even have enough time to get over there. I didn't waste any time there, so this maneuver is bad as well. Yep. I don't think that saves me any time. And sitting, yeah, and I can't pin her in no matter what I do. Okay. So lots of ideas floating around. We're going to just table this one while I think about it a bit. Do something else for a second. Ooh, I see a different secret, though. Maybe this one will be a little kinder to me. Challenge. Don't use any tunnels. Done. Once I keep gaining ground here, I should be fine. Now, the defenses are starting to fall. There we go. None will take a tunnel. Is that a reference to something? I don't know. Okay, that was far, far easier. Okay, what do we got going on here? Got a pinned Force Arrow Roach, a couple of them all stuck in these rooms. They're not leaving. I just need to get into the room. So it looks like the objective is to have roaches let me in once in a while. So let's give that a shot. Okay, so he's going to let me... Good, that's actually just enough time to do what I wanted to do there. Right, so now, let's see, where do I want you to go to do this next part? Let's have you go up there. I think I can just do this through the basic symmetry. Yep. Okay, and same idea, I suppose. Hope we don't get too caught there, but I think it'll be fine. Let's grow one more roach for me. There we go. Alright, we should be all set. Whoops. Okay. No secrets there. Right. There's a scroll over here, so now I'm curious what it says. I think this was a challenge, but I don't remember. Challenge. Release the large pressure plate before killing any other roaches in the corner. Okay. So that means I actually have to... I have to do it. So release doesn't mean keep release, just release. So I'm going to... what that means in my head is that I need to keep a roach alive somewhere that I can regularly pin down into spots. So let's think about this. I think the one at the top is my biggest candidate right now. So I'm going to see. Alright, so what I need to do here. Well, now that I think about it, maybe it wasn't. How I want to do it in my head is a little different. Let's back up. I was wrong. I want this guy alive still. Stay. At least from where I can easily notice that something could be trapped. Okay. 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 You there, and now you stay put. One, please. I don't know that I'm going to need to, so now they've all been undone, but now what I can do is get them stuck here. So there's one. Now, I don't know for sure that this is strictly required. Let me just... Let's see here if this is actually possible. It sure seems like this is going to want me to do... So I can do some things. Alright. So let's put you up here. I really would like... Alright. New consideration. I do need to get one stuck. I wonder if this was actually the hard one to get somewhere stuck useful, because it's kind of like the shortest little pathway there. Yeah, it might have been. I don't think that diagonal suits me. Yeah, alright, let's start this room over. So now I'm going to save the one on the far right as my last roach. Okay. Here we go. Being hasty. Alright, oops. One more, please. I want to believe that this is possible. I think this will be easier if it's just one roach. A little easier for me to get my head around. Okay, so that's fine. So I think getting you stuck... So I can definitely get you sort of stuck here. That's not an issue. Or maybe it is. Now, it would be fine if I could get you stuck up at the top. How did I do this? I feel like I did this challenge. I just don't remember how. This is how bad I am at this game. My memory for it is just like awful. Well, no, I can't get him stuck into a corner. That's not possible. I can definitely get this guy. That's pretty easy to do. Now I don't even know if I can get out of this situation. Like, at all. Okay, so now I need to really consider my options here. Alright, I may have made a mistake earlier on. If he's right, if I pick this roach here, this one's trivial. I can sort of get him stuck up here. I think that's pretty reasonable to do. And then get him stuck here, and that would be fine. It's this one I'm not super sure how possible it is. Like, I don't know that I can get something stuck on top of this one without, like, a lot of effort, admittedly. Because it needs to be in this spot. but I guess I could do it from this side on the way down. Let's try this again, but backwards. Where instead of him keeping one live there, let's try this one. See if I can't do something about this. So he should prefer that. Okay, now. I really want... I do this with my sword vertical, maybe I can pull it, make him force him to go, or tilted like this. Force him to slide, there we go, okay. Now, the real question is, can I get him to go somewhere useful for me now? I'm really close. I might be able to make this work, depending on how this goes, like that. Did that not count? What did I do wrong? Release the large pressure plate. Oh, hold on. I did it stupid. I didn't do the first one right. That's what I didn't do. I didn't actually release it. I forgot that that was kind of a thing. That's fine. Let's... So if that's the case, maybe I can... Well, we'll see what happens. Might be able to make this work. So it's definitely been released at this point. And I use this maneuver to get him to slide along there. And, oops, and now I can get him to slide down here. Grab him. I should have plenty of leverage to get that to happen. You'd think I would. Well, maybe. If I do the same maneuver as before, the sliding technique. There we go. An open and shut case. Okay, woo! I didn't need to do that challenge, but it made that room a lot more interesting. And I'm all done, except for that one secret. So what I'm going to do, just for fun, is I'm going to actually look at my old demo for it. And we'll see if what previous me from a few weeks ago thought about doing this room. I think I should still have it. So I think that, I mean, just in case you ever like wanted to know how to do this, so let's just watch a demo. This was me. Okay, so I had the... Okay, so maybe I can use this as a hint now. So I stuck him in the corner there, just like I started with. But my first maneuver was to take this out. Okay, which is also something I did. But now how do I handle the lower left room? I get him stuck down there, and I move him all around. I feel like I tried this. I don't think I tried... Oh, it gets stuck. There's just enough. Okay, got it. Yep. This was just a do the things level. Okay, so he gets stuck. I don't know if I have enough. So my maneuver here that I didn't do was get him trapped right there, because that apparently was enough to get him just enough roaches to pull that off. There might be a smarter way to do this, but now I want to wait for the spawn cycle so that the one on the right... Now the question is, do I bother? I'm going to have to rewatch my video. Okay, so I kill him, and I have some options here. Because I can definitely keep him pinned in that corner if I want to. Maybe I let him spawn because there's going to be 3 there. Or maybe what I do is I actually force him to like spawn once or like force the move. No, it doesn't help me at all. Okay. So 3 is about as good as I'm going to get out of that. Unfortunately, they're all on the wrong side. But there's 6 of them, which maybe is exactly the number I'm looking for. Okay, fine. So let's assume that this is still okay. So I'm going to start moving immediately. Because what I really want is to drag him and get his friends to get stuck on him. Because now the same issue occurs. No, it doesn't. This isn't good enough. Because I forgot I have to walk over here. I need to, there can be 4. There have to be exactly 4. So this isn't really an option. Even looking at half of my video, I'm like, how did I do this? I remember taking a long time on this one. Like a long time. I do feel like waiting on the spawn cycle is the right call here. Is there something I do at this point? 'Cause I do have the ability to, like, push them into, like, an interesting situation. But, man, this is embarrassing. I've done this room and I still have no idea how I did it. I mean, I do. I can go look at them. I was just hoping that I could figure it out, but apparently that's not in the cards right now. All right, fine. I give. I'm running out of time anyway. I want to do a couple things. So let's try this again. I get him there, pin him there, get him locked. I wait on the spawn cycle. So I go in, except the thing I do that's really important is apparently not that. That makes so much sense because him, I don't care about the number. I have complete freedom to get this guy into a position where I want him to yeah. Oh my god, that makes so much more sense. Okay. Alright, let's back this up. So that was not the secret. The secret was this needs to happen just so. So I wait for the spawn cycle, and then I use the extra time. Oops, I use the extra time to get him pinned. Now he can't leave, and the process of going above here is a little easier to work with, apparently. So I'm assuming now I go down here. I have all the time in the world. I just, well, I'm gonna wait for the spawn cycle. So wait for that. Go around. Get him pinned again. Or so I presume that's what was going to happen. Okay, why did that go differently? Okay, there we go. Now, he gets stuck. Let's wait for the spawn cycle just in case. I don't think it matters that much, but importantly, I can do this maneuver. And save myself an extra moment here. Yeah, this is goofy. This is such a weird room when you think about it this way. Spawn cycle goes. Now I just have to walk back down and he is pinned. He's completely pinned. That is a tough room, in my opinion. There's probably something easier that I just missed, but early on, that is a tricky room. Now, if I'm doing my counting correctly, I'm probably not. That was only 4 secrets. Which means I missed one in one of the other levels. And I want to say it's the windy passage one, because there was only 1 in there. Let me make sure I got everything here. Yeah, I mean, where's the secret gonna go? Like, this is... Unless there's one in here and I just missed it. Feels like I've pretty much gotten everything. Let's check this one right here. That was the entrance, so that shouldn't matter. This one, I doubt it. It'd have to be one of these on the north, maybe. Strictly C1. Okay. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. Maybe I just can't count. Or there's one like right here, and I just can't see it. But I don't think so. Ah, my foot slipped, and now I'm trapped. Nothing I can do except fall. The Cavernous Convergence by Pinnacle. Beethro landed with a bump on a rocky ledge some distance down the chasm. Wisps of vapor hissed up from the depths around him, creating a shimmering mist that was the only source of light. When he looked back up, he could only see blackness. There was no way of telling how far down he'd come. Well, a good Smite Master has to learn to take a fall every now and then. At least the only thing he'd really hurt was his pride. He lifted himself up and looked around for his sword. Luckily, it had landed close by. As soon as he picked it up, his strength and confidence came back to him. Jagged pinnacles of rock. Is that a joke here because it was made by Pinnacle? Rose above the mist, forming a series of rough paths. One of these, Beethro felt sure, would lead him to a way back up. Knowing his luck, it would be most likely the last one he tried. Chapter 1. Easy as falling off a trapdoor. Alright, so I did get here. This is the Fork of Infinity, inventory instructions, travel back in Beethro's memory. Okay, so there's a little hub world here. The Fork of Infinity, also by Pinnacle. The shadows swelled around Beethro as he descended, like a black mouth yawning to swallow him up. It wasn't long before the rock vanished, and all he could see was a thin trail of light behind him, a lifeline securing him to the cavern above. As long as it was still there, he had the strength to continue. Then his outstretched sword clanked against the wall, and after a few minutes of probing, Beethro confirmed that the stairway had come to an end. The stone walls had held up for as many years after the castle had sunk into the depths of oblivion, but at last they had crumbled, and the earth had caved in around them. He could go no further. He would go up again after a while. He had to move on, to keep looking for the way forward, to explore every stairway and every passage just in case one of them was his way to freedom. But perhaps first, just for a few moments, he would rest and try to remember what daylight looked like, and the cries of roaches in the forest, and the adventures he had come through. If he remembered hard enough, then maybe, for a moment or two, it would be as if he were really there again. Okay, so this is like the hub area. I am a little curious. I want to try... Okay, so these just like, as you complete chapters, there's like lots of stuff to do. This tells you like how many chapters you've completed, and who knows what these are even for. They're all just question marks right now. There's a little discussion on how saving and restoring. Every time you step on a checkpoint or enter an unconquered room, DROD saves the current state of the game. Not just how far you've gotten, but which rooms you've conquered on every level. You can exit at any time. Just make sure to save your progress before doing this. That way you can restore backwards. So, yeah. So restoring to an earlier room leaves them unconquered, though for certain contexts this doesn't matter that much. Every level in this hold has a checkpoint by its exit stairs, and it's a good idea to step on these before exiting a level so you can easily restore back to a state with the level completed. But this is true for most holds. In this hold, all rooms can be reached through at any time through the stairs at each chapter in the Fork of Infinity. Walking back, rather than restoring, allows you to keep all your progress in a single save. Yep. I know all this stuff. I'll come back here when it matters a little bit more. I want to, like, keep poking around a little bit. So apparently there's something about the Shrine of Memory. I don't know what this is about, but it doesn't work yet. And the Shrine of Narrative, which tells you, like, a recap? Yeah, it tells me that I was taking a vacation in Oist to get away from troubles, and he came across the ruins of an old castle, and he was curious. He knew that a fellow Smite Master, Cedric, went there, and he just disappeared. So he's trying to find a way to get back to the surface now. Which is not that hard, because I can just take the Fork of Infinity. Look, it's done. I've won the game. Right here. If this is my goal, I succeed. Now this takes me here. I want to try something. I know it doesn't matter that much, but I'm just a little curious. Okay, hold on. So I found 3 secrets. Oh, sorry, 2 secrets. 3 secrets, 1 secret. So I'm up to 6 and 4. Okay, so they did say there was 10, so that's the right number. 2, 3, 1, and 4. So I found them all. I found all the secrets. But I still want to try something that I'm a little curious about. Just because I want to know what happens. I'm going to go here. I don't care. I'm going to keep... So yes, I can do this. I can go this way. I can go down into this passage here. Yep. So this is how you can get back to stuff if you really want to. I am now going to wander through these as quickly as I can. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Because I want to know if that trap door stuck around. I think I also did all the challenges except the one in the very silent woods that I could not figure out how to like exploit the problem with. The don't turn your sword. I didn't quite figure out how to do that. Okay. So now if I go down here, it should take me to that last one. Uh-huh. And now I want to know what the exit room looks like here. It's probably going to be nothing, and that's fine. Oops, not this one. I wonder if this will trigger the exact same way. It doesn't. Okay, so now I'm very curious. What is this? Okay, alright. I did not find this when I played through, so this is actually new to me. The Sunken Atrium, created by Mauve Butterfly and Pygmy Wubba. The trapdoor path led to an island of rock jutting out from above the chasm. Beethro stepped onto it nervously, wondering whether the collapse of the surrounding terrain had left this island perched on a solitary finger, straining slowly under the weight with the sublime nonchalance of stone so that the merest touch would bring it crashing down. He put one foot on the rock, then took a deep breath and followed it with the other. It stood firm. Carved into the stone was a series of steps leading down into an interior chamber. Beethro was puzzled. The space around him should have grown darker and darker as he got further from the ambient light of the cavern behind him, but instead the chamber had its own glow, as if lights were burning after however long it had lain untouched. The entrance, Beethro guessed, to some palace or temple of forgotten years. Curiosity drove him onward, tempered with caution. If any monsters had ended up trapped in this place, they would be especially mad and hungry for the taste of Smite Master flesh. Still, he'd never let that hold him back. He wasn't about to start now. This is actually an extremely well hidden secret. Secret level. Alright, okay. I need to stop here, but this has been fun. This will be my project next time, is I'm going to start with these, the Sunken Atrium, and we're going to see what this is all about. I'm curious if it like has completely new elements or just uses what we've had so far. Anyway, this has been your host Pearls. The Descent of King Hesper, a new sneaky hidden level that required us to go on a big loop to find again. I'm all about it. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.